Greetings and welcome to another episode. I always sound like fucking. Did you watch the new season of Big Mouth where Nick turns into like a superstar and he's like, Jesse, it is great to meet you. But yeah, just greetings and welcome back, guys. This podcast doesn't really have like I don't really have plans for it. Me and Aaliyah were talking. I was like, what should I talk about in the podcast? And she was like, I don't know. Just go talk. I was like, yeah, you're right. I should just wing it. So I'm just going to wing it real quick. It's December, almost the end of 2020. And what a year it's been. I mean, it feels like it's calmed down. The last one I did, I was still talking about the election and stuff, but I guess Biden is probably going to win, so I don't really care. I didn't go vote. I don't know if in the last one I said if I was going to vote or not, but I'm to the point where it's participation in a flawed system kind of legitimizes it, and I don't think what's going on should be going on, so I didn't participate, but yeah, I guess Biden won, and Nate Robinson got his shit fucking rocked by Logan Paul, which was, honestly, I didn't even know they were going to fight. I thought it was just going to be Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., which was a good fight. I mean, it's crazy how Tyson looked at 50 years old, how that nigga barely has changed. Like, I seen one where they showed him in 1990, 2000, and then 2020. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a freak of nature, man. And he won. I mean, I know they didn't like declare winners or anything, and they had like celebrity judges and everything, but yeah, it was gnarly to see him fight again. Fucking. But yeah, Nate Robinson got his. Like, whenever he came out, it didn't really look like somebody who knew how to fight. It's like somebody who grew up fighting, maybe, or, like, has been in fights before. Like, he kept rushing him and, like, almost tackling him, and it was weird. I was like, it doesn't look like he knows how to fight. Yeah, Logan Paul looked way more like the trained fighter in that fight, and it showed. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, the ref probably should have stopped it, because he knocked him down right before he knocked his ass out. And the ref probably should have stopped it there. But, yeah, he was sleep, you know what I'm saying? Face down, asleep. And I couldn't imagine. I bet that's hard. I mean, he's like, well, at least I stepped in there. I showed heart and all this and that. And I was like, I mean, you could have trained, bro. It didn't look like you really trained. It looked like you just showed up and was like, oh, no, I'm going to beat this white boy's ass. I'm a professional athlete in basketball. Crazy. And now Logan Paul thinks he's that nigga, I guess. He called out, I'm not sure if it's true. I heard that he called out McGregor. Like, he said he reached out to McGregor's team for a boxing match, which is weird. It's like, why are you calling out UFC fighters to box? If you want to, like, call out UFC fighters, then step in the cage. If you really think that you can take them on. But the last thing I heard was he's going to fight Mayweather. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to pay for it. I mean, that's stupid. Like, that's stupid to think Logan Paul can go toe-to-toe with the best boxer that's probably ever boxed, ever. No, it's not going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, maybe they're doing it for, like, a cash grab. But yeah, I won't be. I'm not going to buy it. I didn't even buy the Mike Tyson one. I just watched the highlights. I wanted to, but this pandemic has got us fucking hurting, you know. Like, Aaliyah can't work right now. Well, actually, she's at work right now. And it's the first time she's gotten to go to work in like 3-4 weeks. So it's just been on my income. And, yeah, all of our money just goes to paying bills. So I haven't had any disposable money to buy anything that I really want. So, the fuck? I don't know. Hendrix in there watching like this dinosaur show. He's like really into dinosaurs right now. Him and Ezra, they're both my sons, really into dinosaurs. And like whenever I was in there putting on the TV show for him, he was like naming off dinosaurs, which was really awesome because it's just cool to see he's listening and learning. Like he was like, I want to watch the one with the Triceratops, and it also has the pterodactyl. I mean, he doesn't say I'm perfect, but just to know that he knows what the dinosaurs' names are, that's pretty awesome. Because he's only 3.5, so that's pretty awesome. It's really cool. It's crazy. I was like looking at him the other day, and it's just crazy to sit there and look and be like, God, I created that? It's crazy to see him go from being my nut juice to a baby to a toddler to a little being with like its own ideas and own thoughts and emotions and stuff. It's just to see him just be a boy, you know, be destructful, just running constantly, just being energetic and stuff. It's just crazy that came from half of me. It's amazing. But we got our fucking Christmas tree up. I mean, I'm not one for... I mean, I don't know. Are you a nigga that, like, as soon as it's November or, like, the middle of November, you want to put your Christmas tree up? Because I've been running into a lot of people like that. They're like, oh, I can't wait to put my Christmas tree up. I think I'm going to put it up today. I'm like, it's November 10th. And they're like, yeah, but Christmas is all the way from November, and then you take a day off for Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas again. And I don't like the disrespect that they put on Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving should have its say. And speaking of Thanksgiving, I mean, I tried to vlog Thanksgiving, but it's so hard to remember to record shit, like whenever you're just trying to be in the moment. It'd be way easier if I had better equipment. I mean, I was going to just do it on my phone because my phone has a really good camera on it. And with the headphones, the little microphone on it, it makes it okay. I mean, it's about as good as this microphone, I'd bet. Maybe a little less. Because this microphone isn't all that, you know. But it gets the job done. But yeah, I was trying to, like, I started the day off, like, I vlogged the first of the day. And on the way over to where we were going, and then once I got there, I just forgot. We smoked some sativa, and it just had me, at first it was so weird, like, nobody was saying anything. It was just weird. There wasn't enough room for everybody to sit in one room, so 2 people were out, like, in another room. And it just made me feel awkward. And it could be just because I smoked right before, but I don't know. Once the conversation started going, it felt a little more comfortable, but I went, for my Thanksgiving, I got like 2 pies. I ordered stuffing, and I made me some mashed potatoes and baked bacon mac and cheese. And that's all keto, so I still have pumpkin pie from it right now, which is probably going to go bad soon, so I'm trying to hurry up and eat it. But I got a chocolate pie and a pumpkin pie, and those smacked. Like, honestly, I was so happy I got those, and I might order some more pies and stuff from her, especially for Christmas. But I had her make me some stuffing, and that was the worst thing I had ever tasted, yo. Like, whenever I got it, I didn't open it. I went and picked it up, and damn, that shit's loud. Like, she gave it to me, and it smelled good, you know. And then I went and got Hendrix. Or I had Hendrix with me when I went and picked it up, because Aaliyah wasn't ready to leave yet. So I went and picked up my shit and swung by my mom's house. Let my mom say hi to Hendrix and said hi to my mom, happy Thanksgiving, this and that, you know. And because we didn't spend Thanksgiving at my mom's house this year, we spent it with Aaliyah's mom. So yeah, Aaliyah wasn't ready, so I went and got him. And picked it up. It smelled good. And the got to my mom's, said hi and all this and that, and showed her what it looked like. And as soon as I opened it, I was like, this shit look gross. And even my mom was like, oh, I see, cool, that's cool. I was like, yeah, it doesn't look that good. And she was like, oh, it might be good. I was like, maybe. So I get there. We get there. Oh, and I made my mac and cheese out of cauliflower, and my potatoes out of cauliflower too. And those were good. Like, I put in enough seasoning and butter to make the mashed potatoes. And it was like, consistency wise, just like mashed potatoes. Like, I chopped it up and then I pureed it. And it was the same consistency as mashed potatoes. All I had to do was get the taste down. So I had to add like lots of butter, and I had to add like lots of seasonings to it. But it came out bomb as fuck. I almost ate all of it. Like, I almost ate all of the mashed potatoes. But I made like a big pan worth of mac and cheese. And I got like 3/4 of the way done with that. It was just so much. It was a lot to fucking eat. And cauliflower doesn't last that long, so, you know. But, okay, so we get there, and, like, I'm just saying hi to everybody and chilling. And then Aaliyah and her older brother are like, hey, let's go take a walk. So we went outside and we smoked, like, most of a joint. It was a sativa joint. And honestly, sativa, I would rather just smoke indica, because indica gives me less anxiety. Whenever I smoke sativa, my brain gets so activated, and I'm thinking so much about stuff that's probably not even happening, that it just feels so awkward to me. And yeah, so we went out and then we smoked, and then they said, hey, everything's ready. And I have like my stuff out there with them, and as soon as I get there, I tell them I need to warm mine up too. So just let me know when the oven's ready. And they're like, oh, well, we got to warm all this up anyway. So it's whatever. So whenever I heard that, I was like, okay, so they'll just throw my stuff in there with theirs whenever they're warming it up, whenever they're warming everything up. So, okay, everything's chill. Otherwise, they'll tell me, hey, the oven's ready and you can warm your stuff up with. No, I go out to eat, or I go out to smoke and come back and start making a plate, and like, I throw my stuffing on there. I only got a little bit of corn casserole. Corn casserole is my absolute favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving. And Christmas, too. Like, corn casserole takes the cake for me. And I wish I could eat. I wish corn wasn't so high in carbs, because I only got, like that big of a piece, which was enough to taste and enjoy it. But it wasn't enough to satisfy my satiation. I don't know if that's a word, but I know satiation is a word, but I don't know if it fits this particular moment. And, like, I get the corn casserole, I get a shit ton of ham, I get my mashed potatoes, and I'm like, I touch my mashed potatoes, and I was like, oh, they're cold. And I was like, oh, it's probably because they didn't just throw it in the microwave. So I'm like, oh, I'll just throw my plate in the microwave or whatever. And then I go to, like, my mac, and I get that, and it's cold. Everything's cold, so it sucked. It sucked. And then it felt like, honestly, everybody was like, oh, yeah, I'll give your keto stuff a try. I was like, you really don't have to. Like, honestly, you really don't have to. It's not like I made it, and I was like, yeah, how does it taste? You like it? Yeah, that's cool. Like, I hate people that are like that. Like, that make something, and they want you to fucking eat it for some reason. It's like they want you to taste it, and they want your feedback from it. That wasn't me. Like, I had no problem with nobody eating my food, because, like, I'm going to take it home and I'm going to eat it. I only made a lot because I was in this weird place. Like, should I make a lot in case anybody wants to try it? They can try it, or should I only make enough for me? So I made a lot just in case anybody wanted to try it. But I had no expectations of anybody trying my stuff. But it felt like everybody felt like I expected them to taste it. And it was awkward. And it could have been because I smoked or whatever, but that's the vibe I was getting. And then, like, we sat down, and it was, like, straight silent for, like, 5 minutes. It was weird. Nobody was talking. All I heard was chewing. And, like, my sides were still cold and I wasn't really eating a lot. Honestly, I ate mostly pie on Thanksgiving. I had like 4 pieces of pie. I had like 2 pieces of each of my pies. And I was so fucking full. And I thought I was going to get like real bloated because usually like low carb, low sugar desserts are full of like sugar alcohols, and sugar alcohols make me bloat. And I fart like a fucking maniac, yo. Like, I remember last Christmas we went to Ruidoso, and we went to the Inn of the Mountain Gods, and we had the buffet. They have like this restaurant in there where it's like a big buffet. And towards the end of the meal, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out that dessert, those desserts, because I seen where they had like sugar free. They had like labeled sugar free desserts. They had like they had this chocolate mousse there. It was like whipped cream, chocolate pudding. It had like chocolate chunks in it. It was so good. I had so many helpings of that. And the next day, not even the next day, that night, I was so bloated. But the next day I was ripping farts for a good... I woke up at like 9. I was ripping farts until like 2 p.m. Like, I was just... And they were like meaty, healthy farts, you know what I'm saying? They weren't like little toots or little poots. They were like... They were like healthy farts, you know? So yeah, sugar alcohol makes me like... It makes me bloat. And it's weird because regular sugar makes me swell. So, like, if I eat regular sugar, I'll wake up and I'll be real swollen with, like I'm holding on to a lot of water. So it's like I have to choose my poison. Do I want to be really swollen or just bloated? And I usually go bloated because swollen I could dead ass, if I just fucked off for a day, like, my weight swings from like 160 to 175. Like, that 15-pound, it goes up and it goes down. Let's say I weighed 165. If I ate just whatever I wanted in a day, I could wake up and weigh 175, 179 sometimes. It's fucking ridiculous how my body swears we're never going to get food again and just holds on to everything. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, I wish I was a nigga with a really high metabolism. I feel like I was in a past life because, I don't know, just since I was a kid, I've always had like this image in my head where I was a really skinny person. Even though that wasn't reflected. Even at my skinniest, like at 155, I still didn't look skinny. I still looked like really swole. Like, I have lots of muscle. Like, I'm like short and really muscular, and it sucks. Growing up, I always wanted to be built like Lil Wayne. How he's like my height. I think he's like 5'5", 5'6". So he's only 2 inches shorter than me. But I bet you that nigga only weighs like 140. And at my lowest, my absolute lowest, I got to 155. And I felt like so drained at 155. Like, that's my most shreddedest. shreddedest. Like, I think that's as low as I can get. Maybe if I went on like a UFC cut or something like that, I could probably get down to 140, 145, but fuck. To get to that point, it took so much discipline. It took so much effort, and it's not sustainable. Like, 155 is not sustainable for me. I could probably sit around like 165, 170. That's probably what I can sit at. But I mean, that's like my walk around weight, you know. Definitely though, if I like was sitting at 165, I could definitely cut down to like 150, I bet. Like, if it was for a challenge or something, or like a bodybuilding contest or something, you know, like, that's another thing I thought about doing. I thought about doing bodybuilding and stuff because it's like, it's really not that difficult. There's just, like, I've been doing it and there's really no reward besides what you see in the mirror. So And the times I looked the best, like the most cut and the most swole and lean and shredded, like I felt terrible. Like I didn't feel all that well. I have these pictures. I'll put them I'll put them right here. Yeah, that's the most shredded I've ever been, and it took so much effort to get to that point. It really sucks, like, whenever you're a fat nigga. Well, I wouldn't say I was a fat nigga. Like, growing up, I was really skinny all the way up until I hit, like, 8 or 9. Once I hit 8 or 9, that's whenever, like, my addiction patterns really ramped up, especially on eating. And I didn't grow up around people who ate well. Like, I grew up around people who always got a second helping and then always still had dessert and stuff. Like, portion control was not a thing. Limiting the amount of sugar you ate was not a thing. So, like, when I was 8 or 9, like, whenever I would go to my grandma's, I would have ice cream every night being there. Or nobody taught me really good eating habits. And from the time I was like 9, I was just thicker than everybody all the way up until, like, I was an athletic fat. I was never like obese fat because, like, I always, like, whenever I played football, I could keep up with, like, I played a skilled position. Like, I was a running back and I could keep up with, like, running backs, receivers, and stuff like that. I wasn't the fastest, but I could keep up with them, you know. And so I was always real athletic fat. It sucked, yo. It sucked just being a chunky athletic person growing up. I was so self-conscious about it, too. And I didn't know how to change it. I changed it once when I was 15. I got real into P90X. And I dropped down to like 175, 180. So I was on the verge of being like shredded, you know. So like I had like the beginnings of like ab muscles and I just was thin. But then I got in a relationship and just fucked all of it. Like we just sat around and watched movies and fucked and ate snacks all the time and I got fat again. Me at my biggest, though, was probably like 235, 240. And that was either in college or right after Aaliyah had the baby, because when Aaliyah was pregnant, like, we would go to restaurants and she would get like 2 plates. She always wanted to go to restaurants, too. Like, no matter where we went, she got 2 entrees. And, like, I would help her eat some of it, and it's so crazy. Whenever I first lost weight, though, I would constantly have dreams about waking up and being fat again. Like, getting fat again is one of the most terrifying things to me because I never want to get back to that. And that's why I constantly stay on top of what I eat and how often I exercise. Like, I was getting up there a couple of days ago. Like, a couple days ago, what did I have? We had something with, like, tortillas. I still have, like, low-carb tortillas and stuff like that. But I'm a glutton. That's why I can only eat, like, I usually only eat, like, once a day. At the most, twice a day. But I got on the scale one morning, and I weighed 182. And that freaked me all the way out, yo. Like, since then, right now I'm sitting at like 173, and I'm trying to get back down to 165. 160, really. I was talking to Aaliyah in the shower. I was like, what if we went on like a 15-pound weight loss challenge? And she was like, well, you would win. I was like, well, it's not like a winner. It's just, can you lose 15 pounds? And we can go up against each other. Like, if you see me losing weight, that should motivate you to lose weight. And if I see you losing weight, it should motivate me to lose weight, you know? Yeah, cutting has never been an issue for me. I'm talking about weight loss a lot in this fucking episode, huh? I'm at the 25 mark, 24 mark, whatever. But Well, let's change subjects. Let's see. Or not. Maybe that's just what I'm in the mood to talk about right now. I think at the beginning of the year, I think I might try to go on a carnivore diet. That's what I was thinking. Because I've tried high carbs, low fat. I've tried vegan. I've tried high fat, low carbs. Maybe I should try just straight meat for like a month and see what happens. See how my body responds to that, because I love eating meat. Honestly, if I can get away with just eating meat, I totally would. Like, I don't know. I really hope that like eggs are part of it. I don't know if you can eat eggs on a carnivore diet, because eggs are basically, it's basically like meat before it develops, right? Maybe. Just maybe. You can get away with eating eggs. I got to do some more research, but definitely, I wouldn't mind just eating meat all the time, like just meat. It'd probably help me break my sugar addiction, because I love sweets. Actually, like lately, I haven't really been fucking with sweets. Like, really not. Something about, I've been in like a savory mood lately. I want something that's like real savory and salty, and I've been eating lots of low carb tortilla chips and like salsa and stuff. I don't know. But shit. It's almost Christmas and it sucks being broke. Sucks being broke on Christmas. Broke because of circumstances, not broke because of lack of effort. It really is infuriating. Am I saying that right? Infuriating to go to work every day still and still be so goddamn broke. Like, there's no incentive for being essential. Like, our state got locked down a week ago? 2 weeks ago? No, a week ago, because it's only like the 9th. And our state was shut down for 2 weeks before the 2nd. So it's been like a week, yeah. It's only been at half capacity still, but since Aaliyah is like a server / bartender, this whole pandemic, like where she gets to work, nobody's going out to eat. Nobody has money to go out to eat. They don't have money to tip. They don't have, and even then she can only get like 25% of like the max occupancy of what normally, like she gets 25% of what she would normally get like on tables. So it's like, it's been hard. And honestly, I've just been trying to like just let go. Just, why give a fuck? Honestly. I mean, as long as we have a roof over our heads, as long as we have food to eat, clothes on our backs, there's really no reason to panic. I mean, I want to panic, but it's not panic. I shouldn't say panic. I want to I just want something to give. Like, either let everybody go out and work or help us out. Like, our governor signed something that's going to give unemployed people help. But what about the people that are like still going to work? What about the people that can like necessarily can't shut down, but they can only put you to work 2 days a week? Like, why are you only giving unemployed people help? What about the people who are helping keep the economy afloat? Why was I only given $1,500 in March and just expected to survive? Why aren't they helping me pay my rent? Or why are they expecting me to pay my rent, pay my electrical and water whenever they know this pandemic's going on. We're not allowing people to work. Something's got to give, yo. And I mean, hopefully, I heard Biden as soon as... Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Huh? Huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Clark. But hopefully when Biden takes over, I heard he wants to do like an actual shutdown where he shuts down everything and he pays people to stay home. And honestly, okay, pay me to stay home, and then as soon as it's over, let us all get back to work or something. Something. I'm just so tired of being broke. I'm so tired of not having money to get things that I want. I'm so tired of not being able to do anything but just keep working out of fear of the water getting too high to where I can't breathe anymore. But that's too depressing. That's too depressing. Don't talk about that. That was a good one. Fucking... What's coming up, yo? Kid Cudi's dropping an album. What's today? The 9th? Yeah, it's the 9th. Kid Cudi's dropping an album in 2 days, and I can't be more excited. Because if anything can make me feel better about 2020, it's Kid Cudi. Man on the Moon 3. It's like a 4-act saga. Big shouts out to Kid Cudi, man. I'm a big fan. You're my favorite artist, actually. I don't know if he would ever come across this video, but if you do, I fucking love you, dude. I suck your dick. Nah. Pause. It wouldn't suck Kid Cudi's dick, but metaphorically, I do suck his dick. On how often I bring up how much I love your work, man. So you're a fucking genius, and yeah, never give up, man. I don't know, like how many artists died this year. Like, I see people being all sad about artists dying and everything. There's not very many artists that if they died, I'd feel anything. But Kid Cudi, if you died, bro, because I feel like you feel the depression and anxiety and the pressure like I do. If you died from, like, natural causes or from your own hand, man, that would really be tough to deal with. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm really glad you're making music, man. And keep on keeping on, man. Respect. Because I know it's hard out here for everybody. Especially with everything that's been going on. So, I mean, I think I'm going to bring this episode to a close. I know it was mostly about diet. But, I mean, that's what you get whenever you just wing it. You don't really have key points that you really talk about. So... yeah. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you watched this video, if you watched it through the whole thing, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Make sure you go and join the Patreon. I know nobody joined yet, but if you want to be a Patreon, I'll put the link in below. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day / night / weekend, whenever the fuck you're watching this, dude. And I just want you to know I fucking love y'all. I hope y'all stay safe out here. You stay positive. Stay high. Stay happy. And we'll see you next episode, guys. Peace.